Welcome to NTN Nightly. I'm Humari Mark. This edition's top stories. St. Lucia receives the first batch of COVID-19 vaccines under the COVAX Facility. The Royal St. Lucia Police Force achieves a nearly 60% detection rate, the highest in 10 years. And celebrating the island's latest centenarian. The government of St. Lucia's management of the COVID-19 pandemic received another shot in the arm with the arrival of 24,400 doses of the AstraZeneca vaccine. The vaccines form part of St. Lucia's allocation under the COVAX Facility. The shipment came as St. Lucia joined the global community in commemorating World Health Day. More in this report.
Prime Minister Honorable Alan Chastanet on Wednesday, 7 April 2021, was joined by Minister for Health, Senator Honorable Mary Isaac, officials of the Ministry of Health, PAHO, WHO, and diplomatic allies, as the aircraft transporting AstraZeneca vaccines touched down at the Hiranora International Airport. 24,400 doses of the COVID-19 vaccine arrived here under the COVAX facility. Prime Minister Chastanet said while it signified an important day for the country, it was one step in a long journey. The Prime Minister expressed gratitude to the countries and organizations that form COVAX. The COVID-19 Vaccines Global Access COVAX is an initiative aimed at achieving equitable access to COVID-19 vaccines. It is led by UNICEF, the Global Alliance for Vaccines and Immunization, or Gavi, the World Health Organization, and others. The goal is to provide vaccines to 163 countries to inoculate 20% of their populations.
That's a very noble cause, and I certainly would not want the gratitude of my government, and I know the people of St. Lucia, to those countries, that their names are lost in COVAX. Because some persons will say, some of our stronger allied countries are not helping us. That's not true. They have been helping us, and today is actually a demonstration of the beginning of that. So today we received 24,000 doses. We are on stream to receive 77,000, and we're hoping that before the end of the month, but that's always subject to change, before the end of the month that we'll receive at least another third of our dosage.
The delivery of the vaccines coincides with the observance of World Health Day. This year the theme is Together for a Fairer, Healthier World, a reflection of the need for the world's poorer countries to be assisted. PAHO Country Program Specialist Reynold Hewitt notes that in the Americas, 700 million people must be vaccinated to achieve herd immunity. In St. Lucia, that number is 147,000.
Access to COVID-19 vaccines should not be a privilege for the few, but a right that we all share regardless of who we are and where we are from. PAHO is supporting countries in distributing COVID-19 vaccines to their populations, building on their long-standing experience with vaccination campaigns and immunization programs. Around 142 million people have received at least one dose of vaccines in the Americas as of April 1. That is 26% in Latin America and the Caribbean.
Resident British Commissioner Steve McCready noted his government's commitment to COVAX as one of the biggest donors. In fact, the UK has contributed £9.3 billion to the global fight against COVID-19.
The recognition of equitable distribution of the vaccine around the world, including here in St. Lucia, is the driving principle to the UK's approach. To date, the UK has contributed £548 million, or just over $2 billion Eastern Caribbean dollars, to COVAX. Equally as important has been the UK's global influence, implemented through our policy and persistence in encouraging other donors to support the mechanism. And of course, UK science has played an integral role in development of the vaccines.
The COVAX allocation of the AstraZeneca will be used to administer the second dose of vaccines to the 22,839 St. Lucians who volunteered for inoculation in February and March, representing 12.6% of the population. Tekla Jabatiste is the immunization manager.
For us, this is a significant achievement within a short space of time. The response has been very encouraging, and this demonstrates that the citizens of St. Lucia appreciate the health benefits of vaccines. It further demonstrates that collectively, we embrace the opportunity to regain some measure of normalcy and are committed to continue fighting the COVID-19 pandemic, which has now challenged us for over 1 year now.
In the coming days, the Ministry of Health will detail plans for the administering of the second doses of the COVID-19 vaccines. From the Government Information Service, Lisa Joseph reporting.
And as you heard in that report, World Health Day is being commemorated under the theme Together for a Fairer, Healthier World. On this occasion, the Director General of the World Health Organization, WHO, calls for urgent action to eliminate health inequalities and to mobilize action to attain better health for all and to leave no one behind, particularly in this COVID-19 environment.
Rich countries are vaccinating their populations, while the world's poor watch and wait. Health inequalities are not just unfair. They make the world less safe and less sustainable. So, as countries respond, recover and rebuild, it's vital for all governments to invest in better health and social services and remove the barriers that prevent so many people from using them, so more people have the chance to live healthy lives.
Dr. Tedros has described 5 action strategies for governments to ensure a fairer and healthier world.
Commit to equitable access to vaccines, tests, treatments, and services for COVID-19 within and between countries. Second, strengthen health information systems and invest in better data to shine a light on inequalities and who is being left behind. Third, protect and prioritize health in budgets, including in stimulus spending and for longer-term recovery plans. Fourth, deliver equitable access to services and infrastructure to ensure safe, healthy, and inclusive neighborhoods in both urban and rural areas. And fifth, strengthen primary health care as the foundation of universal health coverage.
Meanwhile, speaking on the priority actions set by the World Health Organization, Prime Minister of Barbados, Honorable Mia Mottley, laments the difficulty small states in the region face as it relates to equitable access to COVID-19 technologies, that is, vaccines, tests, and treatments, while competing with larger global markets.
In the Caribbean, our journey has been torturous over the last year. And Dr. Tedros, I know that you have tried to intervene on numerous occasions to assist us. But the bald reality is that our market size in many instances is simply too small to command the attention of global pharmaceutical companies or indeed of other suppliers of goods in the normal supply chain that will lead for therapeutics distribution, vaccine distribution. And the bottom line is that we have also separately been regarded by the global community as countries that have come out of the depths of poverty and therefore are not deserving of assistance in the traditional ways normally reserved for the most vulnerable.
Honorable Mottley says that several small states have seen spikes in COVID-19 numbers with limited access to vaccines on the global market, even when they are prepared to pay.
It is against this background, therefore, that the first call to action of equitable access to COVID-19 vaccines, tests, and treatments within and between countries is one with which we can relate.
That was Honorable Mia Mottley, Prime Minister of Barbados. In other developments, the Royal St. Lucia Police Force is committed to doubling up its efforts at crime fighting to ensure a safe and secure nation. That assurance has come from Commissioner of Police Milton Daisy as the Royal St. Lucia Police Force registers success in reducing the overall crime rate. A comparative analysis of 2019 and 2020 shows a 2% reduction in reported crimes. The police force has also recorded a 58% detection rate, the highest the force has seen over the past 10 years. There were 55 homicides in 2020 with a 23% detection rate by the police. While serious crimes declined overall, there was a 43% increase in firearm offences. Corporal Ann Joseph is the press relations officer.
In the year 2020, we recorded 102 illegal firearms being seized by officers in various operations. And that is the highest recorded number of recoveries over a 5-year period. There was also a general decrease in the major categories of sexual offenses when compared to the previous year. Rape reduced by 7%, and sexual intercourse with an individual between 12 and 16, indecent assault, gross indecency also declined. There was a general 22% decrease from 2019 as it relates to sexual offenses, and that was the lowest reported figure over a 5-year period. Offenses against the person also recorded a decrease of 943, or 28% in reported cases when compared to 2019. The offenses of harm, attempted murder, wounding, robbery, maim, dangerous harm and assaults all experienced decreases in the year 2020 when compared to 2019.
The police also made headway in crimes against person and property.
3,788 offenses against property, and that is offenses such as burglary, theft, damage to property, were recorded island-wide in 2020, and that was a decline of 687 cases, or 15% when compared to 2019, with an increased detection rate, 37%, which is the highest recorded rate for the organization, and that was in the year 2020.
Despite the success, Commissioner Milton Daisy remains concerned about the rate of gun violence and related crimes. The Commissioner has disclosed that among several strategies to arrest the situation is stricter regulations on ammunition.
We have intel where some persons get their firearm through persons who have licensed firearm holders, because licensed firearm holders can walk up to a dealer and present their license and buy ammunition. So I believe we need to control the ammunition that is going out. So we are putting things in place so that persons, in as much as you get a license to purchase your firearm, persons would now, and when we have completed that process, persons would now need to get a permit from the Office of Commissioner to replenish your firearm, your ammunition. So, for example, we could decide that you could have 50 rounds of ammunition, and I believe that is enough for somebody who has a license to keep. You have a box has 50 rounds of ammunition, and you would need to give a report. How did you dispose of these 50 rounds of ammunition before you could be replenished?
Police Commissioner Milton Daisy speaking during an update to the nation on NTN. The Division of Human Services has honored the island's latest centenarian, Agatha Brown. Agatha Brown was born in Industry Choiseul on April 6, 1921. She is the daughter of Pamphilia Palmfield Brown and Thomas Brown. The youngest of their 11 children, Agatha is the only surviving sibling and the matriarch of the Brown family. Agatha only had a primary school education, which she obtained at the Ave Maria Primary School. After completing her primary school education, she became gainfully employed with the West Hall Company and later returned to her home community, Choiseul. Agatha bore 14 children, 8 boys and 6 girls, with 4 of her children having passed away. She has been blessed with 28 grandchildren and 30 great-grandchildren, numerous grandnieces and nephews in St. Lucia and abroad. At 100 years old, Agatha remains active around her home, and she attributes her longevity to eating and sleeping well as serving the Lord. The government and people of St. Lucia join the Brand family in celebrating the achievement of this milestone. This is NTN Nightly. Up next, Primus Hutchinson with the NTN Nouvelle Creole.
Are you tired of eating unhealthy and overprocessed foods? Or the hassle to procure fresh fruits and vegetables? We at the St. Lucia Marketing Board want to ensure you receive the best fresh produce St. Lucia has to offer with the newly introduced Fruit and Vegetable Box. We put together a great seasonal selection of locally produced fruits and vegetables that can be delivered directly to you. The box prices range from $65 to $140. If you would like to customize your box or add additional products, you may contact us at 452-3214 or 453-1162.
Welcome back. We join Primus Hutchinson for the NTN Nouvelle Creole.
Merci autant. Monsieur, Madame, département qui a une responsabilité pour information en gouvernement cette ici, c'est GIS, Assemblée Télévision Nationale pays NTN, qui présente une nouvelle en créole, président Primus Hutchinson. Plusieurs représentatifs ministres de santé et puis l'autre go grec, parmi eux, Premier ministre cette ici, honorable Alain Chastanet, et ministre de santé, honorable Mary Isaac, te à l'aéroport Hiwanora, mardi bon matin, le 7 avril 2021, pour te recevoir 2400 doses de la vaccine que ça la hot company COVAX. Ce moment, te parlé de phase en public à NTN, avec plusieurs officiers santé, parmi eux, chef officier médical, Dr. Sharon Belma George, te présent pour un témoignage pour qu'on a fait ça là. Plusieurs ces officiers ont adressé cette cérémonie, parmi eux, Premier ministre, honorable Alain Chastanet, et ministre de santé, honorable Mary Isaac.
COVAX mécanisme c'est côté on cette nation, plus gros nation, l'Amérique, Switzerland, on chaque gros nation venir ensemble. Et puis yo d'accord qui nous ni pour ça faire en manière pour tout le monde, tout pays sur la terre jouer une vaccine. So laisse la pièce pays pas joindre puisque yo pas ça payer et bien puisque yo trop petit. C'est ça nous a créé equitable distribution of the vaccines. So, c'est ça qui fait actuellement là, il y a 20% population pour chaque pays. Et ça nous nous supposons jouer 77,000 en tout avec yo quand yo kamene na ko yo kamene 3 matchs. Pour mieux nous jouer aujourd'hui c'est 24 millions 24 000 pour nous ça distribuer en parmi membres Saint-Lucie, moun Saint-Lucie. So, vous savez, nous tenons un premier set qui j'ai fini. Avec un chaque monde pour un premier dose là. So, actuellement là, ça qu'il fait, c'est ça qu'il nous, ça qu'il fait nous, by moun qui j'ai pris premier dose là, en deuxième dose. Et puis nous avons une compagnie qui a pris une première dose là aussi pour joindre dans ces vaccins.
En parlant de ça, le ministère de la Santé a appuyé pour le financement Semaine Pack entre l'idée pour le 4e mois d'avril, te fait un total de 270 tests en laboratoire Ezra Long. Pour ces tests-là, le ministère de la Santé recevait confirmation de 24 cas neufs de corona. 86 tests étaient faits le 2e avril, quand ils ont trouvé 16 positifs. Le 3e avril, 89 tests étaient faits et ils ont trouvé 4 cas positifs. Et le 4e avril, 95 tests étaient faits et ils ont trouvé 4 cas qui étaient positifs. Comme des habitudes, tous ces individus ont visité leur clinique quand ils ont trouvé assessment fait à Suyo pour maladie corona. Pour continuer ce protocole, il a placé chaque individu là pour être en quarantaine à Caillou pendant qu'il a fait résultat c'est ça là. Ces individus en isolation pendant les officiers de santé qui continuent à chercher pour les gens qui peuvent tenir contact. Et puis, là aussi, il y a une confirmation de 23 individus qui ont expérimenté guérison et qui ont apporté cas qui actif pour 125 pour le présent. Il y a ces cas qui recevoir traitement à l'hôpital. Il y a recevoir traitement à l'hôpital pour présent. Et le mot, ces cas-là, en hauteur de 4297. Le ministère de la Santé aussi a apporté de la mort en cause du corona, et qui a apporté la mort 60 pour 63 déjà. La mort 62, c'est un homme 77 l'année de l'âge sorti castré qui déjà a souffert puis une autre maladie. La mort 69, c'est un homme hot powers castré aussi qui aussi a souffert puis une autre maladie à part de ça. Le ministère de la Santé a séparé et puis la famille c'est Mounsala qui est passé. Depuis le 31 mois de mars 2021, 554 personnes Japon première dose de la vaccine. Le ministère de la Santé a continué pour plaider pour le public là, pour continuer à suivre ces protocoles-là et prendre toutes les précautions qui sont nécessaires pour réduire la souhabilité maladie corona pour continuer à s'immerger. Laver la main et puis de l'eau avec savon, servir masque à sophie couvert bouche, maton et nez et chaîne 6 pieds de distance à toutes les, parmi les autres précautions. Département qui est ça pour poursuivre service pour les hommes, cette-ci, le ministère des Affaires, Égalité et Justice, te félicité Mme Agatha Brown, qui est arrivée en l'année. Agatha Brown te fait apparaître choisi le 6 avril 1921. Mme Brown, c'était Pamphilia Brown et Thomas Brown, c'est l'équité plus jeune en ses 11 enfants, maman et papa, et c'est Lyon qui vivent toujours. Agatha assistait seulement l'école primaire Ave Maria Castry. Et après, il a fini l'étude de l'école. Il travaille et puis compagnie West Hall. Et après, ça, il retourne à choisir. Il fait 14 enfants, 8 garçons et 6 filles. 4 de ces enfants, ça l'a mort déjà. Il y a 28 tiches et 30 titiches. Et plusieurs nièces et neveux qui, en cette liste, et aussi à l'autre pays. Agatha, c'est une qui était en pile force avec la sagesse et conduit ses enfants et puis en pile respect et malgré il pas ni Jeff force encore et qui a continué pour rester actif au Kaili toujours. Madame Brown qui bon manger et qui a dormi à l'air qui fait qu'à vivre toujours et aussi relation et puis dit gouvernement et peuple cette ci qui a félicité Madame Agatha Brown et puis la famille en célébration grand l'âge sala yo salane. Gouvernement cette ci ensemble qu'a baïdier la gloire pour la vie, ma Brown, et qu'a prédit qui dit qu'elle continue pour bailler force et quoi pour continuer service à sur la terre. Et c'est comme ça nous avons votre nouvelle là. Je vous remercie autant pour regarder. Je vous une invitation pour je ne puis moi considérer conserver la vie. Je vais présenter l'autre nouvelle à quoi à présent je vais présenter au comment.
Merci, Appeal Primus. That brings us to the end of NTN Nightly. Join us next time at 7 p.m. with a repeat at 7 a.m. You could also catch up with us anytime on the Government of St. Lucia Facebook page or YouTube channel. I'm Roma Mark.